What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Low Luxury, the channel where I show you what authentic luxury and streetwear clothing looks like. Hey, and footwear. We sometimes look at footwear just like we're doing today, because we have a really cool pair of Rick Owens shoes. Rick Owens makes some of the best shoes in the game, and this pair of sneakers is no different. This thing is really cool. This is a pair of Mastodon sneakers, and they're a cool hybrid of a couple other Rick Owens styles. And the fabrication on these is gonna blow your mind. So without further ado, let's get into it. Yo. Before we get too much further, subscribe to the channel. I make tons of luxury and streetwear content. And also, if you're looking for deals on luxury and streetwear, check the description. I've got some of the best sites with all authentic stuff. Check it out. So these shoes come in a big old dark gray box. It's got a little bit of a texture to it. Let's see if we can focus it up here. So yeah, you can see it's got that cardboardy texture to it. And right in the middle, printed in white, is that Rick Owens script logo print. Super clean. Take a look, like everything here in the Rick is connected, but in Owens, there's just the tiniest gap between the O and the W. Little things like that are always super important. The sides and bottom of the box are completely blank, except for some super important stickers that are on one side here. So we've got one sticker, which is the distribution sticker. It's like in Italian, in slightly bolder, Owens Corp Italia SRL. That's kind of like, I think, their version of an LLC. The address, and then again, the Rick Owens script down at the bottom. And just to the right of that, we have like the retail sticker. Right up top, we've got the model number, a good way to look things up. The fabrication, the model, Masto Sneaks, I like that, and size. This is actually a half size, 42.5, and we'll talk about the sizing later when we try these on. We get a colorway, which is mint. I love myself a good pastel, and then really just the barcode down here. Oh, and along the side, made in Italy, right along the edge of the sticker here. Italy, all caps, the rest lowercase, except for obviously the M in made. And as you can see, the lip of this box comes all the way down to the bottom of the bottom half. So the entire top just lifts right off. So you can see the size really tall. When we open it up, what do we have? It's time for the big reveal, my friends. Take away this stock paper. Ooh. Yes. Look at that color. Look at that silhouette. Oh, yeah. Dude, that's so good. I'm just letting you bask in it right now. How good is that? Okay, all right. Let's get in close. Okay, all right. Before we go too crazy, what else is in this box? We got a bag here, and this thing is heavy. This is solid here. So this is a really nice dark gray tote bag. It's pretty heavy as well, and you can see it's kind of like a gabardine, denim-y kind of fabrication, but it's super soft, super well constructed. Like, this is way nicer than the dust bags you usually get with sneakers. And then right down here, printed on there, or maybe like painted on, oh, it's embroidered. Okay, embroidered in there rather, again, is that script logo in a very similar, just slightly darker color there. All right, and now we get to look at the sneakers, because they are beautiful. Okay, let's start by talking about this fabrication, because like I said, I'm super excited about it. So you may not be able to tell from a distance, but let me get in here. I think you're starting to see it now. Yeah. What is that? What do you think that could be? I don't know if you're going to guess, but I'll tell you. That is pony. Pony. You guys, do you understand how insane that is to have pony sneakers? These were $2,500 when Rick Owens released them. That's real. Okay? I'm just letting you know, because that's absolutely nutty. So let's talk about the upper here. I think they're actually a really cool combination of two other Rick Owens sneakers. So these are called the Mastodon, or actually the full name is Mastodon Off the Runway sneakers. And I would say, a lot of people would say they're like a Ramon, and I definitely agree, but I'd say they're actually kind of partway between the Ramones and also the Geo baskets. Because the Ramones, they have a rubber toe cap up here, which this doesn't have. The Geo baskets leave it much more like this. And then the other thing is the Ramones, it's just one solid piece back here, Whereas, again, like the GeoBaskets, these Mastodon sneakers have a stitch going along diagonally around the back. So, very similar to OWENS, but also a couple elements of the GeoBaskets as well. But overall, you're totally familiar with this construction. It's like a classic old school like Converse basketball sneaker type silhouette, right? You've got a very simple upper. You've got these pieces that close in and lay shut. So you've got some stitching around here to keep it tight, and that stitching is clean. Look at that curve going along the lace closure. It's just really, really well done. So these come in around here. I really like the kind of like darker green around the edges. I love the dye on this. That mint it's mint, you know what I mean? And then you get the laces, which they feel kind of stiff. I think it may be from the dye actually, or I guess they may be waxed as well. It's hard to actually say, and they're extra long so that they can wrap around the back there. Love to see it. The inside is pretty much identical. As I mentioned, you have that stitch going up along the back, and let's take a look at the back of the shoe now. So you've got this stitch that goes right up the back to keep those two pieces together. And then you get like the Rick Owens 2 lines right here on this side and that side right there, stitched around on all 4 sides. Now let's talk about our sole. It's like a stacked sole here. We got 3 lines that go all the way around it before they stop down around the back. You get a little lip that comes up right here, as you can see. And then it is like a shark tooth edge along the bottom for the bottom of the sole. So those start a little ways in and they kind of stack just like that. And they're a bit tighter down here in the middle. There's no logo or anything down here at the bottom of the sole, but when you look at the back of the shoe, you do get it right there, and that is super clean. And you'll also note that much like a lot of Rick Owens shoes, they do have a slight little curve going upwards as they get towards the toe. Now let's start moving towards the inside of the shoe, and we've got to start by talking about the tongue, right? So it is the exact same fabrication as the upper for the rest of it, and it is even in height. A lot of Rick Owens stuff, the tongue will come up further, but in this case, it is even with the rest of the edge of the shoe. And now let's get in here. Let's see what we got. So at the inside of the tongue, we've got this label right here, and it's kind of two-tone. It's dyed kind of like copper on one side, and then like beige white on the other, and it's Owens Corp in there, stitched on all 4 sides. And look at that grain pattern of the backside, the leather side of this. That is some legit good quality leather right there. And the rest of the inside, I love this. The top of the inside is still that pony fur. So around your ankle, you get that pony, which is super, super nice. And then below that, the actual leather starts. And we have some print here, made in Italy, and then the size, 42.5. And then along the back, we've got this counter here. So the leather, it goes down in this strip, and then we've got our brand tags sewn in there. So we can see this does say Mastodon Fall-Winter 16, if I can get it to focus up for F's sake. There we go, Fall-Winter 16, the Mastodon collection. And then the other tag is that Rick Owens script. And then as we get further in there, we do have a hard counter for the back of the heel, so it becomes much harder down around here. It's much more solid, whereas up top it's floppier and it's just leather. And then pressed into the inside of the insole, again, that Rick Owens script logo, and the color is still that same mint, which is nice that it stays consistent. And those are the Mastodon sneakers, man. So they're simple, but they are just so, so clean. And that fabrication is next level. That's what got me over the edge to purchase these, is like, when else will I ever own a pair of pony hair shoes? Never. Right now. Today's the time. So, yeah, these are sick. All right, now that we've checked out all of those details, it's time to try these shoes on to see how they feel and see how they fit. Yo, how sick are these? Like, they look like Rick Owens shoes, but they're just like on another level. They're a little bit cleaner, a little bit more like standard, but then with that fabrication, it pushes them just completely into crazy town, and I am all about it. So let's talk about sizing. As you saw, these are tagged a size 42.5, which is actually pretty rare. Luxury brands, they usually don't go into half sizing, but I'm really glad Rick Owens at least sometimes does. It's nice to see. So a European 42.5, would usually translate to a US men's 9.5. And I would say these fit a little bit big. I guess they're a little bit just slightly more snug than a 43, but I usually wear a 43 and these fit me really, really well. Like maybe they're a tiny bit tighter than what I'd be used to, but they are not uncomfortable in any way, shape, or form. So if you're a 43, you may be able to pull off a 42.5 if that's what's available. And finally, the feel. How do they feel? I mean, it's leather, but it's not stiff at all. I think it's the fact that it's pony. It has this incredible softness to it. They don't feel like they need to be broken in at all. They're moving with me. It's fantastic. And another thing I really like, I always appreciate when a pair of shoes has a little bit of a curve to the sole, because what that means is that with every strike of your foot, every step as you start at the heel and then move towards the toe, you are not creasing the vamp. One of my least favorite things is creasing the toe guards of my shoes, the toe areas. And when you have a little curve there like these do, there's really no worry of too much creasing, which is always a really, really good thing to hear, because that means they're just going to have more life as time goes on. They're going to last for longer. So while these are not the most hyped Rick Owens silhouette, they are, in my opinion, one of the coolest individual models with this color, fabrication, cut. All of it works so well, and I'm just super psyched on them. So those are the Rick Owens Mastodon off the runway sneakers. Take a look at the other video on screen here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time.